your business is likely bleeding $100,000 every single year, if not more, because of one simple mistake that's just hiding in plain sight. And I'm not talking about your ad spend, your marketing, your lead acquisition, or your offer. It has something to do with something a lot more simple. And what you have to understand is most business owners will wake up every single morning with a finite amount of energy, but the only non-renewable resource that we have is time. Most of these business owners are spending their time on tasks that might be able to get outsourced for like $5, $10, $15 rather than focusing on tasks that generate them $1,500, $2,500, or $5,000. You have to automate, delegate, and eliminate any tasks that don't actually move the needle forward, grow you, or that don't even fill you up with energy. It doesn't even have to have a financial gain to it. If it drains energy from you, outsource it. Automate, eliminate, delegate to AI that operates at a fraction of the cost but works for you for 24/7. I've seen this countless times working with 7-8-figure businesses where I'll come in and they're just like scattered. They're working on so many different things. They're not really being great leaders because they're stretched so thin. The whole point of hiring a team is so that they can take things off of your plate, increase your bandwidth, and then for you to just steer the ship, just manage the ship. You're not there to scrub the decks. You're not there to feed the employees. You're there to steer and guide the ship. Yet most business owners are trying to do everything all at once, and that's just not how you grow a business sustainably over time. And once you really adopt this, while most business owners are spending 80% of their time doing things that don't actually lift them up, energize them, or actually push their business forward, you're going to be spending most of your time actually focusing on things that matter. What this means is you're going to probably focus on less things, work less hours, but those things are going to be a lot more potent. This is what happens when we start working inside of businesses where we'll just do an audit of all the things that's happening. Mainly we'll do this on the marketing side, but especially on the time side. We'll take tasks that are draining the time and energy from the founder so that they can actually go do whatever it is that they want to do. And then we're actually building systems around it. And for most of our clients, what ended up happening is they'll free up like an extra 10 to 20 hours every single week. And for some businesses, that meant generating an extra $65,000 in new revenue in a single week. Or one of our clients, we've actually been able to tack on an extra $2.1 million to their business within a year just by going through this process. So if you implement this, then you're going to be able to buy back your time and energy, but you're also going to be able to grow your business further because you're not focusing on the wrong things. The key concept you have to understand is that there's a hidden cost to everything that you're doing. Let's say you're making $100,000 a year. Divide that by 40 hours a week. That's about $650 per hour. You might be making more. You might be making less. It does not matter. But you have to question, am I actually providing $650 worth of value right now by doing this task? If not, automate, delegate, eliminate to AI. Because the key here is you want to build a business that you actually enjoy running while living the lifestyle that you enjoy living. And you cannot do that if your margins are super tight. So you want to be able to optimize for margin as well. Once you actually implement this, you really start to realize how much time, energy, and money you've been wasting, because if you spent an hour doing things you shouldn't have been doing, you didn't just lose $650 that one day. If you compound that 7 days a week, or you compound that over months and years, you're probably losing $100,000 plus per year. And if you're running a bigger business, your hourly rate is a lot bigger. So now you're going to be losing even more. So this is even more important the higher you go, but this is just as important when you're getting started because you have to be a good steward. You cannot get to a high level without stewarding what you currently have. You have to set the foundations now so that when you're at the top, you're not forced to tear everything down to rebuild the foundation. So that's the first key concept I want you to understand. The second one is that there's an automation sweet spot. And what I mean by that is that not everything has to be automated, eliminated, delegated. There's some sweet spots that AI absolutely excels. And this is where we focus on building out solutions for our clients. Things like lead qualification and nurture, appointment setting and follow-up, content distribution at scale, or even content creation at scale, customer journeys. You can automate a lot of the onboarding process or a lot of just the little things that go on with the customer to improve their experience, which means that they're going to stay longer, they're going to pay you more, you get your time back, and you get clients that stay long-term that want to pay you over the long term. And the best part about this is these systems run 24/7. You could be sleeping and a client comes in, they pay, the entire onboarding is completely automated to the point where they don't even have to interact with you. You wake up to a new client that's fully onboarded. That feeling, that realization is going to be incredible. And one thing I'm going to repeat over and over again, because it's just so important for you to understand, is that these systems operate 24/7 at a fraction of the cost of hiring any team. More team means more stress, overwhelm, and overhead. When you get AI in place, it operates without any sick days, on weekends, on evenings. The worst part about when I was running ads, I was dialing leads like as soon as they came in. This didn't matter what time of day it was. And at a certain point, like I just wanted to live my life. I didn't want to just sit there by my laptop waiting for leads to come in. So this is a great use case where AI comes in and just does this for you. Again, is what you're doing generating at least $650 worth of value in this hour? If not, automate, eliminate, delegate to AI. The third key concept that I really want to touch on is that there's an implementation gap. We're all go-getters. We all want to optimize systems as soon as possible. We want to optimize them today. So we'll jump in and start doing all these things ourselves. But the problem is it requires so much research, so much time to actually build out some of these systems, these workflows, these agents, these AI use cases that you start to, again, focus on the wrong things. Your job as the founder is not to do this stuff. This is why there's a COO in your business to take care of this stuff. There's why there's a CMO in your business to take care of the marketing side of it. Your job as the founder is to do things that other people cannot do, that AI cannot do. Things like actually being the face of the brand, being the face in the content, going out, speaking at events, like things like this. This is what you have to focus on. And the problem, again, with a lot of people trying to do this themselves is they'll just kind of mock up something ad hoc and then it'll just break and it won't actually work. What you want is to actually implement something that's been repeated time and time again across many different verticals because you just know it's going to work. It's not going to break down. You're not going to have to call someone to fix it for you, or you're not going to have to put out that fire yourself. So the key here is actually integrating these systems properly so that you're not just putting duct tape over the problem. And then by the time you scale up even higher, that duct tape just rips off and now you're forced to go back down to fix that problem before you can scale up again. This is the most exhausting part about running a business for some people, is the act of creating something in such a messy way that it doesn't hold up by the time that they outgrow it. So by the time they do outgrow it, now they have to backtrack, fix it, just to grow back up again. And they keep repeating this process. And this is just this up and down wave of exhaustion, overwhelm, and stress that creates in their business that then feeds into their life. And when you don't have time and energy for your family, then there's really nobody else to share your successes with. Now, just to share a real world example with what some of the things that we do with our clients is we have this thing called an AI conversion specialist. AI does a really good job of appointment setting and follow-up, lead qualification and nurture. So we want to leverage those use cases with it. And that's what our AI conversion specialist does. Because the problem with most businesses is they go on this hamster wheel of trying to find more leads, more sales, more clients. Focusing on what they already have, they're just constantly chasing new. So they're spending more money, hiring more team, and spending more time just to fix the problem that's at hand. Now, what if we shifted this? This is what happened to some of our clients that come to us. They'll come, they feel like they're tapped out. There's nothing else that they can do. But this is exactly why I named my company Hidden Profits.io, because we're there to uncover hidden profits. We're there to uncover hidden opportunities that are right there. So what we do is we'll come in typically and we'll just start to look at what they have. Instead of going for more leads, we'll automate a revival campaign that takes their current lead base and then turns them into clients. Because if you don't know what the 97-3 rule is, that 97% of the people that hit your funnel, that opt in, that just join your ecosystem are not going to buy right now. 3% will. And most businesses are optimizing for that 3%. The problem is that's not where the money is at. The money is at the 97%. So how do we do that? Again, tap into the existing audience they already have. So we'll create a revival campaign, revive their current database, and then turn that into sales. For one of our clients, they were able to generate an extra $65,000 within a week. And then within a year, unlocked an extra $2.1 million. So we'll come in and implement some of these systems like the AI conversion specialist. So instead of hiring a mass team of setters, we just put in our AI because it replaces like 10 people. So it reduces the overhead. It operates 24/7, weekends, evenings, holidays, doesn't matter. Doesn't call in sick, doesn't demand higher pay, doesn't demand higher commissions. Like it just operates at a set price. So margins are higher. You get to convert more people over a longer time period throughout 24 hours a day instead of like 8 hours a day. And this is how we're able to just unlock so much more opportunity inside of these businesses because the founder's not focused on doing things that they're not supposed to be doing. And we're not creating extra bloat inside of the business. This is why it's just so important. Most people that come to us are like, I don't have the time for this. I don't have the bandwidth. This is exactly why this is for you. It doesn't matter if you wait a month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months. I'm going to come back to you. You're going to be like, I'm still busy. Because this is the problem. You're not focusing on fixing the core issue. So to wrap this up, if you're a business owner, even if you're making like $30,000 a month, $50,000 a month, $100,000 a month, start considering this stuff because what you do now is going to feed into what you're going to do in the future. You can't afford on just running on grind, scale, hustle because you got to move from hustle to leverage. If you actually want to build a 7-figure company, an 8-figure company, You want to focus on leverage. And the simplest way you can do that is just use AI, automate, eliminate, delegate certain tasks, because if you can at least bring back the amount of time that you're wasting, aka the amount of revenue that you're wasting on tasks that don't actually grow the business, that don't actually push you forward as a human being in any sort of way. Because again, even when you leave the business, your focus is to be a good dad, a good friend, a good husband, whatever it is. You want to have the time, energy, and bandwidth for that. And if you don't, this is why I'm urging you to just look into some of these things, just implement some of these systems so you can start freeing up your time and energy, because business is there to feed you, not for you to feed the business. If this is sort of a big task for you to tackle, then just book a call below. There's a link in the description where you can just chat with me and we'll jam back and forth on what systems that we can build out. At the very least, I just want you to start somewhere instead of just sitting with this and not doing anything with it.